Recall the exhilarating sci-fi expedition that enthralled spectators globally? The extraterrestrial invasion, the resistance combatants, the suspenseful turns and twists. V was a television sensation. Prepare to be astonished, aghast, and perhaps even somewhat heartbroken as we delve into the lives of the V cast members, then and now. Mark Singer as Mike Donovan. Mark Singer, the talented actor who portrayed Mike Donovan, the co-leader of the Resistance, was born in Vancouver, British Columbia, and spent his formative years in Corpus Christi, Texas. He is part of a family of 3 siblings, including his sister Lori, who is an accomplished actress and cellist. His father, Jacques, was a renowned symphony conductor, while his mother, Leslie, was a skilled concert pianist. Before achieving widespread recognition, Singer landed a role in the iconic miniseries Roots, originally auditioning for the part of Jim Warner, but ultimately being cast as Andy Warner. In the 1970s, he secured a breakout role in the Planet of the Apes television series, playing a gladiator, and showcased his theatrical prowess as Petruchio in the American Conservatory Theater's production of Shakespeare's Taming of the Shrew, as well as Christian in Cyrano de Bergerac. Interestingly, Singer reprised neither of these roles in the revamped version of V, instead taking on the character of Lars Tremont in the second season's finale, which aired on March 15, 2011. He also had a recurring role as General Matthew Shreve in the third season of the CW's Arrow. Singer lent his voice to the character of Man-Bat in the acclaimed animated series Batman the Animated Series. He made guest appearances in various television shows, including Barnaby Jones, where he shared the screen with Nick Nolte in an episode titled Trap Play. He also appeared in another episode of Barnaby Jones' Price of Terror. Mark Singer's net worth is estimated to be around $5 million. Fay Grant as Dr. Julie Parrish. Fay Grant, the founder of the Resistance, played the role of Juliet Parrish. Born in St. Clair Shores, Michigan, Grant's father was a local police officer. She graduated from Lakeshore High School in 1975 and took her acting name from the street where she grew up. Her first television role was as Rhonda Blake, a student of Ralph Hinckley, the main character in The Greatest American Hero. She has also appeared on shows starring Stephen Collins, including Tales of the Gold Monkey and Seventh Heaven. In the Seventh Heaven episode, What Will People Say? Influential, which aired on November 11, 1996, she guest-starred as Abigail Abby Morris. They also co-starred in Drive Me Crazy, 1999. Grant starred on Broadway as Lena Lamont in the 1985 stage adaptation of Singin' in the Rain, winning the Theatre World Award and a Drama Desk Award nomination. In Jerry Zaks' 1986 Lincoln Center to Broadway revival of John Guare's The House of Blue Leaves, Grant played Corinna Stroller, following Julie Haggerty and Patricia Clarkson in the role. Grant has made guest appearances on shows like The Incredible Hulk, The Voyager's pilot episode as Mary Murphy, Hardcastle and McCormick, Time of Your Life, and Tales from the Crypt. She appeared on State of Grace from 2001 to 2002 as Taddie McKee. Grant married actor Stephen Collins in April 1985 in New York City. They have a daughter, Kate. Grant met Collins during production of Tales of the Gold Monkey in the early 1980s. In 2012, Grant secretly recorded a marriage counseling session without the knowledge of Collins or the therapist. In the recording, Collins confessed to having sexually abused children in the past. A police investigation followed, and the recording was leaked. After the recording became public, Collins admitted to the abuse and publicly apologized. Their divorce was finalized in January 2015. Fay Grant has a net worth of $4 million. Michael Ironside as Ham Tyler. Michael Ironside portrayed Ham Tyler, episodes 1 through 12, a former CIA agent and Resistance hitman. Initially working as a hitman for Nathan Bates, he eventually defects back to the Resistance. However, captured and brainwashed by Charles, Ham attempts to assassinate Mike, but fails. He later leaves for Chicago with Chris and Robin. Ironside has 4 siblings and is of mixed Irish, Scottish, and English heritage. He studied at the Ontario College of Art in Toronto and wrote a play, The Shelter, which won a university contest. He also won a writing award at Riverdale Collegiate Institute in 1968. One of Ironside's early roles was as the evil telepath Daryl Revock in Scanners, 1981, directed by David Cronenberg. He played a serial killer, Colt Hawker, in Visiting Hours, 1982, and appeared as Myler Crane in the A-Team episode Taxicab Wars and Overdog McNabb in Space Hunter, Adventures in the Forbidden Zone. In 2015, he appeared in The Flash as Louis Snart, the father of Captain Cold. He also starred as the main villain Zeus in Turbo Kid. In 2016, he portrayed General Douglas MacArthur in the miniseries Tokyo Trial. In 2018, he played J.P. Morgan in 4 episodes of The Alienist. In 2021, he portrayed Eddie Williams in Nobody. In 2022, he played Don Lucas in The Dropout. Ironside married Karen Dinwiddie in 1986. They have 1 daughter, and he has another from a previous marriage. Ironside has survived bowel, prostate, and thyroid cancer. Michael Ironside has a net worth of $6 million. Jennifer Cooke as Elizabeth Maxwell. Jennifer Cooke played the post-metamorphosis Elizabeth, episodes 2 to 19, a young woman searching for her mother, Robin. Elizabeth falls in love with Kyle, but their relationship is complicated by Robin's own attraction to him. Elizabeth possesses supernatural powers, which she uses to aid the resistance. She communicates with the leader to negotiate peace. She also starred in the soap opera Guiding Light as Morgan Richards Nelson from 1981 to 1983. Cooke played Debbie in the NBC miniseries A Year in the Life. Her only well-known film role is in the 1986 horror film Friday the 13th, Part 6, Jason Lives as Megan. Cooke's only guest appearance on TV was on the HBO series The Hitchhiker. After her role in Friday the 13th, Part 6, Cooke retired from acting. She has been married to Celestial Seasonings co-founder Mo Siegel since 1989 and has 2 children. In 2013, she was interviewed for Crystal Lake Memories, a retrospective documentary about the Friday the 13th film series, where she discussed her role in Part 6, Peter Elbling as Oswald. Peter Elbling portrayed Oswald, a loyal minion of Diana, who moonlighted as a funeral director and interior designer. Diana frequently tasked him with finding her romantic conquests, a duty he relished. Oswald exuded a flamboyant and openly gay persona, yet he drew the line at what he considered cliched behavior, such as indulging in excessive revelry and debauchery. Meanwhile, in a separate narrative thread, Michel Choquette, a Canadian singer-songwriter, found himself stranded in Vancouver after the owner of the coffee house where he was scheduled to perform went bankrupt. Coincidentally, he ran into Peter Elbling, a 20-year-old British folk musician he had met in Calgary several months prior. Their shared passion for 1920s music and vaudeville led them to create a comedic musical act called the Times Square 2, which was featured in the National Lampoon. Elbling also collaborated with Choquette on a sprawling comic book project, Someday Funnies, which was eventually published by Abrams Comic Arts in 2011. Choquette currently teaches screenwriting and comedy writing at McGill University and Concordia University. Elbling, meanwhile, went on to join the Committee, a renowned improv group, and appeared in numerous TV shows and films during the 1970s and 80s. He also penned a satirical bestseller, The 80s, a look back at the tumultuous decade 1980 to 1989, as well as children's books, and the best-selling novel, The Food Taster. Jeff Yagger as Kyle Bates. Jeff Yagger portrayed Kyle Bates, episodes 3 to 19. The estranged offspring of Nathan Bates, Kyle defects to the resistance, rising through the ranks to become a prominent figure. He develops a romantic connection with Elizabeth and later secretly boards the leader's spaceship to accompany her on her intergalactic journey. Born in Lawrence, Kansas, he pursued higher education at Ohio State University before honing his craft at the Yale School of Drama, where he took part in productions such as The Vultures, We Can't Pay, We Won't Play, and Las Madres. Notably, his younger sibling Kevin Yagger works behind the scenes as a special effects expert. Yagger's second union is with Megan Gallagher, with whom he shares 2 children, and has also performed as Tommy Hansen. He took on dual roles in the Twilight Zone episode The Once and Future King, playing both an Elvis impersonator and the king himself, utilizing a split-screen technique to appear alongside his own likeness. He also made appearances in episodes of Newhart as Stoney and Seinfeld, as John Germain, a jazz musician who catches the eye of Elaine Beans. Yagger starred in the TV movie Bionic Showdown, The $6 Million Man and the Bionic Woman, sharing the screen with Sandra Bullock in 1989. He had recurring roles in several episodes of Six Under, playing Hoyt Woodworth in 2004. He also made guest appearances in Without a Trace, 2007, and Bones, 2009. His filmography includes Dead Man's Folly, 1986, Big Bad Mama 2, 1987, Shag, 1989, My Fellow Americans, 1996, The Pandora Project, 1998, and View from the Top, 2003. Robert Englund as Willie. Robert Englund portrayed Willie, a member of the Visitor Resistance. Born on June 6, 1947 in Glendale, California, Englund is the son of Janice and Clyde Kent Englund, a renowned aeronautics engineer who played a crucial role in the development of the Lockheed U-2 aircraft. In 1976, Englund auditioned for the iconic roles of Han Solo and Luke Skywalker in the Star Wars franchise, although he ultimately didn't secure either part. He did, however, recommend Mark Hamill for the role of Luke Skywalker. Englund then went on to appear in the 1981 film Galaxy of Terror, produced by the legendary Roger Corman, where he played the character Ranger. Since then, Englund has accumulated an impressive body of work, with over 100 credits in film and television to his name. One of his more recent appearances was in the 2014 film, which premiered at the Screamfest Film Festival on October 22, 2014. Englund was also a special guest at the Shock Comic Con event on Valentine's Day 2015. In February 2016, he hosted a marathon of A Nightmare on Elm Street on the El Rey Network. Englund was also featured in the 2019 documentary Scream Queen, My Nightmare on Elm Street, which explores the LGBT themes of A Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge, and the life of actor Mark Patton. As of 2020, Englund has been hosting the Travel Channel series True Terror with Robert Englund, which delves into frightening but true tales of the supernatural and the unknown. In 2022, Englund appeared in the 4th season of the Netflix hit series Stranger Things, playing the role of Victor Creel, a patient at Penhurst Mental Hospital. In a nod to his most iconic character, Englund's first appearance in the series pays homage to his legendary role. Robert Englund's net worth is estimated to be around $8 million. Blair Tefkin as Robin Maxwell. Blair Tefkin portrayed Robin Maxwell, episodes 1 to 12, Elizabeth's mother. At the beginning of the series, Robin's whereabouts were unknown. However, she eventually reunites with Elizabeth after her transformation, but their relationship is soon strained when Robin discovers that Kyle, the man she has feelings for, is romantically interested in Elizabeth. Eventually, Robin and Elizabeth make amends. After another visitor attempts to impregnate her, Robin leaves Los Angeles for Chicago with Chris Farber and Ham Tyler. Blair Tefkin hails from Los Angeles, California. As a member of the Sunday Company at the renowned improv theater, The Groundlings, Tefkin showcased her talents in the hit play just like the Pom Pom Girls, for which she received both LA Weekly and Dramalog awards. As a songwriter, Tefkin secured a publishing and development deal with Polygram Publishing in 1996 and formed the indie band Lucy Gamelon, in which she sang and played bass. The band was a staple on the LA music scene and performed alongside notable acts such as Patty Griffin and Morcheeba on the 1998 Lilith Fair tour. Lucy Gamelon released a 6-song EP, Everything Is Nice. In 2001, Tefkin released her solo album, Shocked and Devastated. In 2004, Tefkin performed her one-woman show, In the Land of the Giants, a tragic comedy with music, at the Blank Theater in Hollywood, which the LA Times described as witty, poignant, and often hilarious. During the 2020 pandemic, Tefkin shared a new song, What's the Point of It All, on YouTube and at Blair Tefkin Music. A new EP, I Like It When You're Down, is slated for release in 2021. Lane Smith as Nathan Bates. Lane Smith portrayed Nathan Bates, the CEO of Science Frontiers, a biotech firm that mass-produced the deadly red dust toxin, in the first 13 episodes. Bates, driven by his insatiable lust for power, relentlessly blackmails Diana to seize control of the open city of Los Angeles. Ultimately, his own henchman, Mr. Smith, ends his life. Lane Smith, a talented actor, was born in 1936 in the vibrant city of Memphis, Tennessee, and spent a year at the prestigious Hill School in Pottstown, Pennsylvania, before delving into the world of acting at the renowned Actors Studio in the late 1950s and early 1960s. There, he studied alongside renowned actors Dustin Hoffman and Al Pacino. Smith also served his country in the U.S. Army for 2 years. Smith's versatility as an actor was showcased in a range of roles. In 1990, he appeared in Air America as a United States Senator, a part that drew comparisons to then-Minority Leader Bob Dole. He continued to leave his mark in films like The Distinguished Gentleman, where he played a corrupt congressman, My Cousin Vinny, where he took on the role of a small-town district attorney, and The Mighty Ducks, where he coached as Jack Riley. From 1993 to 1997, Smith donned the hat of Perry White in Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman, a role he played for 4 seasons. He also graced the screen in The Scout as Ron, a key member of the New York Yankees front office, and took on a major role in the HBO miniseries From the Earth to the Moon as fictional television anchorman Emmett Seaborn. Smith's final cinematic appearance was in The Legend of Bagger Vance in 2000. Sadly, Smith was diagnosed with amyotrophic lateral sclerosis in April 2004, and he passed away from the disease at his home in Northridge, Los Angeles, California on June 13, 2005, at the age of 69. Howard K. Smith as Howard K. Smith. The esteemed Howard K. Smith portrayed himself in episodes 3 through 13 of the series. Smith, a former newscaster, delivered brief introductions at the start of several episodes, providing context for the latest actions of the visitors and the fifth column. His commentary often set the stage for the events unfolding in that night's episode, offering insightful exposition. However, Smith did not directly interact with the other characters in the show. Howard K. Smith, an accomplished journalist, was born in Faraday, a town in eastern Louisiana near Natchez, Mississippi. His career took him across the globe, working for notable organizations such as the New Orleans Item, United Press in London, and the New York Times. In January 1940, Smith embarked on a new journey, relocating to Berlin and joining the Columbia Broadcasting System. He later worked alongside the legendary Edward R. Murrow at ABC until 1975. Following Reasoner's solo anchoring, Barbara Walters joined the broadcast a year later, and Smith continued to contribute as an analyst until 1979. However, sources suggest that Smith was discontent with the reduced time allotted for his commentaries and resigned after criticizing the revamped World News Tonight format. While working in Nazi Germany in 1941, Smith met his future wife, Benedikte Traberg, a Danish news reporter. Due to her young age, she had to return to Denmark to seek parental approval, but the couple reunited 3 months later in Bern, Switzerland. Their marriage endured until Smith's death in 2002, and Benedikte passed away in 2008. Their son, Jack, followed in his father's footsteps as an ABC correspondent, garnering Peabody and Emmy Awards for his exceptional coverage of technology. Jack later transitioned from journalism to a career in Silicon Valley. Sadly, he passed away at the age of 58 in 2004 due to pancreatic cancer in Marin County, California. Frank Ashmore as Philip. The talented Frank Ashmore portrayed the dual roles of Martin and his identical twin brother Philip in the series. In the first episode and episodes 14 through 19, Ashmore brought these complex characters to life. Martin, a fifth-column leader and friend of Mike, attempts to assassinate Diana while she is captive but fails, and Diana turns the tables, killing him instead. Philip, an inspector general, arrives on Earth to investigate the murder of Supreme Commander Charles. As the story unfolds, Philip finds himself drawn to the fifth column as well. Beyond V, Ashmore has left his mark on both the big and small screens. He appeared in the hilarious 1980 comedy Airplane and its sequel, as well as films like Gable and Lombard, 1976, Invisible Strangler, 1978, Parts, The Clonus Horror, 1979, Monster in the Closet, 1986, and the 2012 independent thriller Extracted. He also ventured into soap operas, playing a hitman on Days of Our Lives and a private investigator on General Hospital. Ashmore's versatility as an actor is evident through his guest appearances on a diverse range of television shows, including classics like Happy Days, The Bob Newhart Show, Battlestar Galactica, and more recent hits like Touched by an Angel, The West Wing, and the modern remake of Hawaii Five-0. In 2010, he had a recurring role in Season 4 of the popular web series The Guild. Ashmore's talents extend beyond live-action performances. He lent his voice to several video games, including The Darkness 2 as Jimmy the Grape, Mafia 2 and its sequel Mafia 3 as Leon Leo Galante, and Dead Space 3 as Austin Buckle. Ashmore's exceptional performances have been recognized through awards and nominations. In 2005, he won the Los Angeles Drama Critics Circle Award for Featured Performance. 4 years later, he was nominated for Best Actor by the 168-Hour Film Project, a Christian film festival, for his work in the short film Stealing Home. Judson Scott as Lieutenant James. Judson Scott portrayed the ambitious Lieutenant James in episodes 11 through 19 of the series. Lieutenant James, a visitor, uses his relationship with Diana to further his own ambitions. Scott, a talented actor, brought this complex character to life. Born in Azusa, California, Scott attended Carl Sandburg Junior High and Glendora High Schools before pursuing a degree in theater arts at California State University, Fullerton. He further honed his craft at the Actors Studio in Los Angeles for a month. Scott, under the name Judson Ernie, starred as Lord Grey alongside Al Pacino in a production. Scott's film credits in later years included roles in I, the Jury, 1982, Escape, 1990, True Identity, 1991, and Blade, 1998. Beyond V, Scott took on the role of Lord Grey in the short-lived 1982 science fiction series The Phoenix. He also appeared on television shows, portraying Sasha Malenkov on The Colbys, Peter Harrell on General Hospital in 1984-85, and Clay Monroe in One Life to Live in 1985. One of Scott's most notable roles was in the 1982 film Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan, where he played Joachim, the chief lieutenant of Khan Noonien Singh. Despite having significant dialogue, Scott's name was notably absent from the credits. He also appeared as a Romulan in the fourth season of Star Trek Voyager in the episode Message in a Bottle. Scott remains engaged with the science fiction community, making appearances at conventions and maintaining a fan club composed primarily of Star Trek enthusiasts. Michael Wright as Elias Taylor. Michael Wright portrayed the semi-retired Resistance member Elias Taylor in the first 11 episodes of the series. Elias, a sympathetic and supportive figure, runs the Club Creole restaurant, which doubles as the informal headquarters of the Resistance. He provides employment and a safe haven for Willie and Elizabeth, offering them refuge from the visitors. Unfortunately, Club Creole is destroyed in a visitor raid, and Elias meets his end while attempting to rescue Robin Maxwell. Beyond V, Wright is known for his appearances in other popular television shows. He played The Savage in the 1987 episode Duty and Honor of Miami Vice. From 2001 to 2003, he portrayed Omar White on the HBO series Oz. Wright has also graced the screens in New York Undercover and portrayed Lazarus Prime on Black Lightning. Wright's film credits include the 1987 drama The Principal, where he starred alongside James Belushi, and the 1994 film Sugar Hill with Wesley Snipes. He portrayed Clinton, the leader of the Dell Bombers gang, in the cult film The Wanderers. More recently, he appeared in the 2005 film The Interpreter. Wright's early life and education are also notable. He was born and raised in New York City and graduated from the New Lincoln School. Regarding his financial standing, Michael Wright has an estimated net worth of $500,000. Aki Aleong as Mr. Chiang. Aki Aleong portrayed the cunning Mr. Chiang, a henchman of Nathan Bates, in episodes 5 through 12. Chiang's primary task was to track Kyle, but when Bates falls into a coma after being accidentally shot during a plot to assassinate Mike, Chiang seizes the opportunity to betray his boss. He makes a deal with the visitors and ultimately murders Bates to gain control of Los Angeles. However, his actions catch up with him as Kyle later kills Chiang, avenging his father's death. Beyond his role in V, Aleong has a diverse background and a range of talents. Born to a Chinese father, a cook from Hong Kong, and a mother from St. Vincent, British West Indies, Aleong broke into the entertainment industry with his first important role in the 1957 movie No Down Payment, starring alongside Joanne Woodward and Jeffrey Hunter. In the music industry, Aleong found success with his song Trade Winds, which charted at number 101 in Billboard's Bubbling Under the Hot 100 in 1961, remaining on the chart for 4 weeks. According to Aleong, the song even reached number 10 and 11 on 2 LA Top 40 stations, KDAY and KRLA, respectively. Aleong is actively involved with the Media Action Network for Asian Americans, MANA, and serves as the executive director for Asians in Media. He continues to act, starring as Agent 6 in Episode 7, Ah Sing vs. Wyoming, of the series Ah Sing. Jane Badler as Diana. Jane Badler portrayed the formidable Supreme Commander of the Visitors, Diana. Badler, a talented actress, was born in Brooklyn, New York, and grew up in a Jewish family. During her teenage years, she lived in Great Neck, New York, and later moved to Manchester, New Hampshire, while in high school. Tragedy struck when Badler was 18, as her father and brother passed away in a plane crash. Badler's acting career began with her first television role as Melinda Kramer Jansen on the American daytime soap opera One Life to Live, a character she played from 1977 to 1981, and again in 1983. During this time, she also made an appearance in a 1979 episode of the primetime series Fantasy Island. She continued to build her resume with a role on another daytime soap opera, The Doctors, playing Natalie Bell from 1981 to 1982. Following her role in V, Badler co-starred with José Ferrer in the made-for-TV supernatural thriller Covenant. She went on to guest star as Meredith Braxton on the CBS primetime soap opera Falcon Crest during the 1986-87 season. Her guest appearances in the 1980s included shows such as Riptide, Hotel, and Murder, She Wrote. In 1987, Badler took on the role of Tanya Winthrop in the short-lived action-adventure series The Highwayman. On a personal note, Badler married Australian businessman Stephen Haynes, the son of David Haynes, in 1990. The couple met while Badler was filming Mission Impossible in Australia, and they settled in Melbourne. They have 2 children together. In 2020, Badler shared the tragic news of the loss of her son, actor Harry Haynes, who passed away at the age of 27 due to a fentanyl overdose as he battled mental illness, sleeping disorders, and addiction. Jane Badler's net worth is estimated to be $4 million. If you enjoy V, share your favorite character and scene in the comments. Remember to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell for more nostalgic videos.